The Pharaoh is gone, little Rimrims. Kidnapped at the end of yesterday, very unexpectedly, and now his two sons vie for control. We have the firstborn, Dodgy Dave, the healer, the one who has the right to the throne. Or we have the young and inexperienced Steroid, who has brains and brawn. Do we want a Pharaoh who can not only heal our people who just got injured in the giant battle defending the city, but the giant war before that led by the vengeful Pharaoh Wes? Pharaoh who could secure alliances and rebuild this city that's been so distracted and devastated by non-stop combat? Or do we want a Pharaoh who will double down and make sure something like this never happens again? Get vengeance for Wes, just as Wes got vengeance for his wife. Or will it keep being a cycle? Unfortunately for little Steroid, Dave is older, wiser. He's been here for a long, long time. And Steroid is 10. Steroid is a child. The citizens' families have been kidnapped and slain and have been maimed in the many wars led by the previous violent Pharaoh Wes, who's still out there in the world somewhere waiting to be rescued. I think it's time we give, not peace, but maybe healing a chance. Dodgy Dave isn't the leader they want. Dodgy Dave is the goddamn leader they need. It is done. Oh. And for the first time ever in the history of this city, we finally have a Pharaoh blessed by the gods. Wes didn't receive any psylinks and had a fairly boring initiation. Jerry, when he had his initiation, gained only a single psylink. Dodgy Dave has been chosen. What more do you need? Spectacular initiation, and he was gifted 2 silent levels by the gods. Dodgy Dave the Protector, Dodgy Dave the Training Empath, and Dodgy Dave who just happens to have 14 points available to spend because we've had a lot of war recently, okay? It's been all about Wes and his non-stop journeys. Dave got swept to the side a little bit, but now it's his time to shine. And I think we finish the Empath tree. Let's get Word of Serenity, Word of Inspiration, Psychic Soothe, both male and female. We'll take Bliss. I'll read what all these do in a minute properly. Energy Dump, Mind Wipe, and finally Reunion. Far Skip. Hold on. Maybe Dave was the perfect choice. Because Dave can do what no one else can. Of course the people would elect him Pharaoh if your new Pharaoh immediately recovers the 3 kidnapped people. Reunion's far skip after a short meditation period and followed by a 5-day coma taps into a target's bloodline to skip all living family members to their proximity. Wow. Does nothing change their relationships and is considered rude by all other factions? Would that bring back the people who were kidnapped? So along with that, Dodgy Dave also has Bliss, which gives them a sense of maximum serenity, but it does say that as it becomes more and more pronounced, they will find it harder to concentrate, so maybe a massive mood boost in exchange for lower consciousness, something like that. Mind Wipe induces a harmless, instantaneous retrograde amnesia in the target, purging all memories, social bonds, and skills acquired outside of their backstory. A complete factory reset. Wow. Energy Dump purges the buildup of fatigue in a nearby target and leaves them completely refreshed in exchange for the caster being completely exhausted and needing a good nap. So once again, selfless Dodgy Dave. And then Psychic Soothe, male and female, I think are fairly obvious, right? We also have Word of Serenity, end a mental break on a personal animal, and then Word of Inspiration gives them a random inspiration. So yesterday, Alina, Wes, and Crocodile were kidnapped. Now, I think Wes, in the interest of doing what is right for his people, would be fine and willing for Dodgy Dave to bring back Wes last, presuming we even can. Alina was a member of House Strucker, the most powerful and senior family outside of the King Dynasty themselves in the entire colony. I think we have to bring her back first. This will knock Dodgy Dave out for 5 days, though, don't forget. And those are 5 regular Rimworld colonist days, and our people aged 20 times the speed of a regular Rimworld colonist. Dodgy Dave is offering up a significant portion of his own life to bring these people back. Maybe if the people weren't so injured and battered from the giant war of revenge that Wes started, maybe they would have been able to fight off the defenders. You've teleported over random other family members. Danielle Schneider, Kaiser Luft, Chinchilla of House Greyhate. Well, that's very appropriate. And Alina herself is here. We need a doctor, fast. Both of our doctors are down. That's Brody and Dodgy Dave. What happened to Brody? Psychic shock. What? My god, was he hit during the fight? Oh, Christ. Well, this was unexpected. Tete, robot crocodile man. I need your help. We've suddenly got a lot of guests to tend to. Master Doa, she's back. She's safe. Let's get you two carried over to the hospital. You go down and meet her there, maybe. And then I think Chinchilla of House Greyhate can stay with us for a while. Can go and lie down in the prison. I wonder what sort of relative you are. Oh, it's Lee Zero's mother. Rebecca King's grandmother. Nasta Doa's grandmother. You're probably thinking she's quite young to be a grandmother, but you've also got to bear in mind time moves differently for Jerry's people. They're blessed by the gods, but it comes at a serious cost. All these other people, I guess, will just apologize and let them go. Hopefully they'll get back up soon. Wait, loads of our people have been hit by psychic shock. Dodgy Dave, was your power that great that you've knocked out half the bloody colony? That's unfortunate. Oh, they're all up. Okay, it only lasts a small time while they are teleported over here. Goodbye. Yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully when they leave the map, we'll gain some opinion with the people. Hopefully they'll forgive us. We had the best intention. And look, relations weren't damaged that much. Oh, they're so angry at me. Shit. Let's tear the training dummies down after Wes turned the Grand Plaza into what was effectively a training grounds, a barracks. Now we wait. Dodgy Dave has another 4 days of a psychic coma. I guess people can act on behalf of their Pharaoh. Their Pharaoh, who really has only been here for a little while before he's done an incredibly selfless sacrifice and brought back a key member of the colony who's related to a massive chunk of it. So they're probably all very pleased with him so far. In fact, every single person in the colony has some sort of relation here, except for, what, like 4 people? That's very, very strange. Because Lee Zero married Jerry as her second husband, that means that people like Jerry King count as her stepfather. Wes would count as her stepbrother. Guess first things first is we queue up a new Pharaoh's headwear. Now the colony is a lot richer, a lot more powerful. We can make it out of Tyrian if we want to. We could also make it out of a monster leather. Presuming I can see if we've got any in stock here. This UI was a terrible choice. What idiot designed this? Ooh. From a Kushala Deora. That would be impressive, I think. Pharaoh's headdress made from the scales of an elder dragon. I like that idea. I think that's pretty good. Who needs some stinky snail cloth? Now that we have the handtailor bench too, we can make some Kemetic specific gear for everybody. So let's go for Kemetic robes for many of our citizens. Anybody who basically isn't wearing armor, let's just make Kemetic robes and let's make it out of the Tyrian. Oh, and taxes from Waset as well. If you remember, one of Wes's final actions was he started converting Waset over from the military settlement into an animal settlement, his other great passion in life. So we should start making a little bit more cash from them on the next cycle. Ooh, is the headgear done already? Wow, that doesn't take much work, huh? I mean, it is just a top hat after all. There it is. It's masterwork. Perhaps a gift from Brody to his new Pharaoh to show how much he approves. Now, we randomly were gifted a person yesterday. She offered to join us, and that person is Hermine Sylvanus, perhaps from the Empire. Cooking 8 double passion. Well, that fills a gap that we currently don't really have. Jerk is our chef. He's also called Jerk, so I mean, it's very appropriate. But sure, you can help out Jerk. There's so much work to do running both the brewery and cooking all the meals. She is also okay at shooting with a bit of a passion for it. So let's go ahead and flip her over to Arbalist. Now, before he was kidnapped, Pharaoh Wes promised his valiant defenders and his valiant warriors who gave their legs and other legs, like a lot of legs were lost. He promised them that he would take care of them and he'd give them rewards for what they did for the realm. And what would I want if I sacrificed my leg fighting against a band of bloodthirsty raiders? I would want a more comfortable bed. Because right now, even though it's, you know, I suppose kind of appropriate, matches the rest of the things, they are sleeping on beds of solid limestone, 75% comfort. Probably not that nice. The cloth beds are 85% by default. Oh. Oh, now that is decadence right there. 10% more comfortable and made out of one of the most beautiful cloths we can get. I think that's a nice start, but I want to give them more than that. Oh yeah, I mean that is so much nicer. What's the beauty bonus on a Tyrian bed? 66. That's not bad. 1.12. Oh, that's going to be gigantic compared to what they are right now. Let's take like this excellent limestone bed. 1.05. Holy crap. So it's like significantly better. Obviously, it's very, very quality dependent, but with Tech on it, we should be good. You've got to remember, this part of the city is the oldest part of the city. So all of these walls in Jerry's original house, that is, of course, now the school, it's all just mud brick. The most basic, the weakest. It has nothing special about it, no art or anything like that. How about we make them some fine wall houses? What about out of pristine limestone? That'll raise the beauty bonus up massively. Let's take, let's just take this bedroom as an example. 75 beauty right now, or 75 impressiveness, I should say. Another masterwork, wowee. So from 75 up to 87, you know what, that's pretty big. And then the total comfort with everything connected is 1.36. I mean, it's huge. Bearing in mind, we are effectively playing early medieval, huh? I'm gonna have to do a lot of kind of manual shifting around of this crap, actually, aren't I? Especially because some of these bedrooms don't even line up. Oh, shit, I didn't even notice Dodgy Dave was back up. Oh, God, look at the way he's dressed. You're not really inspiring that much confidence, my man. It turns out the Kemetic clothing needs 250 gold per... Oh, no, it's not. It's 400 gold per, if I remember correctly. So it's a little bit expensive. Might take us a little while to get there. We do have a trade caravan, actually. Who's good at trading? It's Nastadoa. Hey, go see if they've got any gold. The Pharaoh would like some new clothes. 39. Well, that'll do. We can always caravan out, don't forget. We do still have Wes's trireme. Man, he's so angry. Dave, what happened? Like, after all of these campaigns and all of this violence, it's like it's sucked the life out of him. He's just so angry. Oh, well, I was a party for Dodgy Dave's birthday, but because I happened to have him drafted up so I could recolor his hat, they immediately called it off. They're like, quite clearly, the Pharaoh is too busy for a birthday party. Just gonna get him to paint his hat gold. Now he's missed out on his party. There you go. That feels a bit better. I wonder if Dodgy Dave and Steroid are friends at all. Not really, no. Dodgy Dave doesn't approve of Steroid's violence, and Steroid does not... Oh, well, Dodgy Dave isn't officially Pharaoh yet. Wes is still Pharaoh, because he's still alive. Even though we've done the initiation ritual, we can't transfer the role because he's still alive. Unless he officially retires like Jerry did, of course. As far as he knows, he's still Pharaoh, so that means everybody still loves Wes. What do you think of Dodgy Dave, then? So you're fine. Brother plus 15, Deep Talk plus 23. I'm actually kind of surprised they don't like each other more, given that they spend all day meditating up the family tree. Get it? 'Cause it's a generation series. It's a family tree. Just feel like shit, just want him back. Jerry, I mean. Obviously, I mean, Jerry gives a fuck about Wes. I want Jerry back. With the last remaining 6 points Wes had, I dumped them all into his Psycast stats. I want to be able to cast these as much as possible. Now, somebody did say that if we have Word of Joy set to automatically cast, sometimes it'll target enemies with it, which can cause weird stuff to happen. I haven't seen that myself, so it could just be, you know, a regular comment section lie. What else can we also cast here? So we can also cast Energy Dump, and we can also cast Bliss. But there are negatives associated with those. And what about Steroid? No. Hermine was here from the Southern Tribes. And she's on the back of a Tigrex that I presume is gonna... That doesn't seem right. It's just playing Buckaroo with my goddamn giant dragon. Hey, get out there and see if you can snipe her off the back of it. Oh, don't worry, little Tigrex. Help is on the way. Bring her down. Bring her down. No, don't shoot the fucking Tigrex, Nastadoa, you moron. Get her. Get her. Hey, you get off that dragon. You get off that right now. Who's Kerr? Kerr is, like, in there, huh? Nice. Oh, she's dead. She's done for. Well, that's a bit unfortunate. Well, he's going for the dragon now. Oh, well, that doesn't seem fair. Hey, stop that. Can I get someone to get on the dragon and just, like, walk away? Just do a 360 and walk away. Nah, don't touch that dragon. That's an act of war. I know you're trying to help out, but that's not a hostile dragon. There's been some confusion here. Well, we've lost someone else. I wasn't that attached to Hermine. I wasn't going to rename anybody until we've had at least some period of peace so people don't immediately die after I name them. What do we do with the body? What did they do? They just immediately cremate her. Jesus Christ, that's cold. I don't think anybody really gave a shit about her. Right, like I was saying, Tico, how you doing? 4 points available to spend. Oh, nice. Oh, we wanted to get, was that Ice Wall? I think Ice Wall seems like a pretty good one. Breathe Ice could be good, but I feel like he's already proven that Frost Ray or these Frost attacks in general can kind of have a bit of friendly fire issues. Or I guess friendly cold. Ice block. That seems good. Ice wall. That seems good. Blizzard. Using differential pressure skip gates, water link skip gates, and nodes of psychic entropy creates a swirling blizzard away from the caster. Those exposed to the Tempest experience reduced sight, moving, and manipulation, as well as hypothermia buildup and cutting cold. That sounds like it could be a big, very dangerous sidecar similar to Jerry's Fire Tornado, which famously never ended badly. Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. Wow. So we started researching Selman Asphalt Highway building like 4 episodes ago now. That was when Wes was preparing to go to war to march out on House Greyhate, who were of course extinct at this point, before we'd even finished the bloody research. That's huge. And now we can carry on. Now, Dave. Dave is... What have you got passions for, Dave? Medical. Animals as well. Actually, I didn't realize Dave was so good at animals. I guess he inherited that from Wes, right? Also very good at construction. Another city builder. Construction and medical seems to me like we should be building the library with Dave to spread education a little bit more. And we should be expanding the hospital out too. I said that we moved the entrance because clearly it's not working well in terms of defense. So anything medical and anything building related could be great. This unlocks a load of stuff. Look at that. Charcoal smithy, okay. I think we'll reroll for now, see what we can get. Glassworks for the library. That could be quite cool. Dodgy Dave is 50. How much of his life are we trading away then? So the characters age, what, like 20 times faster, I think? So if they age 20 times faster, it's 5 days for him to recover from bringing someone home. There's 15 days per season. 4 seasons per year, so 60 days in total for a year. He's going to be out for 30 days, right? Wait. Something doesn't add up there. Oh, no, that's like 100 days. That's like a year and a half. It's over a year and a half of Dave's life. He'd be 52 by the time he recovered. But it would bring someone else back, and Dave is meant to be the healer. And he's not just here to heal the physical wounds inflicted by war and battles that have ravaged this colony for years. He is here to heal the mind. And what better way to heal the mind than having your family magically dumped on you by droves? Random cousins, uncles, and aunts that you haven't seen for years suddenly turning up. I can feel the heart palpitations already just talking about that. Have you got anxiety issues? Because Dave's about to give you a goddamn heart attack. Who else was kidnapped? Remind me. Traitors. Yep, that's good. Birthdays. That's great. God, a lot of stuff happens, huh? It was Crocodile. Did Crocodile have any relatives? Who was Crocodile married to? I don't think we can even bring Crocodile back. Maybe I'm misremembering. No, Crocodile wasn't married, right? Even then, they're not blood related, so I'm not entirely sure. Oh, Crocodile was was Toge's best friend. Do you think that'll work? The problem with that is we'll also teleport all of the other people that we teleported earlier, and that will probably piss him off a little bit. I don't think it'll work. I'm not going to risk a 5-day coma to teleport a best friend of someone over. There's only one other person to bring back, and that's Wes. That's Wes himself. Well, I guess we'll do it. I guess we'll bring Wes back and see what he thinks of some of the progress we've made. He's kept Wes's promise. He's began upgrading the people's houses massively. Went on Tech Mate to be able to convert more pristine limestone. The people are happy. They're healthy. I mean, look at the moods. Is he back? Pharaoh Wes. Holy shit, it worked. Definitely, he's a hero. Rescue him. Someone can pick up Dodgy Dave. Oh my god. Hadriana's Bloodfang. Isabella Vila. It was Jerry. Wait, Jerry's first wife had a relative? Who? Is that Wes's great grandmother? Oh god, I've lost. Good luck. All I'm gonna say is good luck to the family tree makers in Discord. You're done for. I'm sorry. This has ruined everything. Let's just say that these people are non-canon because they're not people that are, you know, from the series. Although I suppose they are technically canon in the Rimworld sense. I don't know who these people are. Kelly Avila, Lily Smith, Ilarian Ho. Like, who are they? Tita Bilratran. An allied senator. We just teleported a bloody senator over here. Roman Hellenism. Oh, that's cool. My god, he's home. Is he gonna be proud of what Dave has done? He brought back all the people who's kidnapped. Well, besides Crocodile, that I'm not sure we can bring back. But he's been building up the city. The people are happy. I mean, more importantly, people are regrowing limbs, don't forget. I think Wes might be okay with it. And of course, he's been saved. Dodgy Dave did the one thing Wes never could do. Wes couldn't rescue Dodgy Dave's mother after she was kidnapped, and Dave just gave years of his life to bring back Wes. And poor Dave had to watch both of his parents kidnapped. I think Wes would be proud. He's done the thing Dave never could do. Dave's done the thing Wes never could do. Jesus, I can't keep up with these people. Help me. Goodbye, bear. So majestic. Glassworks are done. Well, let's carry on. Timber construction. What does that do? Learn how to build timber frame walls. It doesn't seem... the big red letters saying old don't inspire much confidence, do they? Wow, are we actually almost out of research in the medieval era? No, we're not. We just got super lucky. Saunas? We need heating. Next time we get heating. I mean, you don't really need a sauna in the desert, I guess. Relationship. Hello. There are people who have a relationship with your tribespeople. The great-grandfather of Wes? Leo Walker is ancient man. Again, Wes's people are cursed, even though they gain all these powers from the gods. The trade-off is they age a lot faster than everybody else, but this guy is still bloody ancient. Who are you? Granddaughter was a Vila. Great-grandson. Wes. Great-great-grandson is Dodger Dave, and then his great-great-great-grandchildren, Witch Doc and Joy. This is very strange. This is very weird. It's only an hour before Dodgy Dave is back upon his feet after he saved everybody, but I have some pretty terrible news. Pharaoh Wes has developed Alzheimer's. I feel like if there's ever a time to retire the guy, now's probably it. And here comes Dodgy Dave right on time for Wes's colony speech. It's time for him, just like Jerry before him, to retire. Of course, slightly earlier than Jerry, but maybe also explain to the people that he's just not himself anymore. The ravages of time have caught up with the poor guy. He's describing his love for the colony. Look at that. And he believes, and he has seen with his own eyes now, that Dodgy Dave is a capable pharaoh. Not only should he be the person to succeed anyway, but he is the person that is suitable for taking over and fixing what some might consider Wes's mistakes. Wow. You got a lot of pressure on your shoulders, Dodgy Dave. But even though Dodgy Dave will be the pharaoh in terms of the government side of things, in terms of keeping relationships high with the people, keeping them happy and healthy, Dave lacks those skills that are needed to defend this place. Jerry was the city builder, Wes was the warrior, but between these two sons, they have both bases covered. Steroid can be maybe the high priest or the military general or something like that, and Dave can keep the office of pharaoh. We can have a two-pharaoh system, basically. And when you think about it, the idea of a two-pharaoh system works really, 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 really well, considering that Dodgy Dave's heirs are twins. And I mean, it's incredible. In fact, I think this is the plot of Elden Ring. I mean, that ended well. Oh, an Eltex meteor. It landed in our base. I didn't even know that could happen. Holy shit. Clearly the gods have blessed us. What other sign could you need that a two-pharaoh system is the way forward than the gods sending the only resource that no one else can get, that no one else has rarely ever seen, to be able to empower the pharaohs even more. And honestly, I think the people of True Egypt probably sigh a bit of relief knowing that Dave is going to be in charge, given that Dave has cured them, he's healed them. Of course, he had a bit of a rocky start by accidentally killing one of them. But Dave was the one to patch them up and cure them and regrow their limbs after Wes's lifelong campaign of war and violence. And then after that, everybody was kidnapped because of that lifelong war of violence. Nobody had healed yet. And this works even better still, because you might remember we crafted Wes this absolutely ridiculous giant golden ornamentation, which does make his melee dodge chance minus 200% because you're wearing, 5 kilograms of gold on your back at all times. Dave doesn't have to worry about that. Dave can wear that and still be the ostentatious son pharaoh we need him to be. Then for Steroid, we'll make him some sort of specialized military pharaoh type gear. Well, actually, when you think about it, we've already got the military gear for the pharaoh, right? We'll split the hat down one branch of the dynasty and the sword can go down the other. Steroid, what are we going to pick for you? Which one looks the most interesting? I like Buzz. That's very weird. Think about it. Steroid has the power of ice. So he has the fire sword in one hand, and then the ice in the other. Yeah, I like that. That way it looks a bit more like a torch, like a candle, right? Let's go for that one. There we go. Persona bond with Steroid. Steroid has established a bond with the Sword of Ra. From now on, the Sword of Ra will refuse to be wielded by anybody except for Steroid. There you are, my friend. What perk does he get from that? Because whenever the sword gets a new owner, it does change the trait Fast Mover, making them move 15% faster as long as the weapon's out. Holy shit. I thought about it for a while, and I thought that I like the idea of the High Priest being the oldest member of the colony, not including the, you know, the retired Pharaoh, the ex-Pharaoh, whoever that happens to be, so not Jerry or not Wes now. So we'll keep the oldest person, in this case, Jaspazius, the High Priest. So instead, I thought we'd make a Vizier instead. The second highest rank, that's a melee specialist, and we'll give that to Steroid. And then in the future, when I suppose Witch Doc should become Pharaoh, because that's Dodgy Dave's direct heir, Joy would have to become Vizier. Now, this isn't all good, because that means that Steroid will do absolutely nothing else, effectively. Can you still do intellectual? You can't do drugs, which does count as intellectual. I presume research is on that list somewhere too. I don't know where it is, but you'll be fine. Also gains Berserk Trance. Oh, that sounds good. There you go. Steroid now holds the role of Vizier. So what does Berserk Trance do? They will attack every enemy in a nearly unstoppable rage. Well, that seems good. Oh, Steroid can still research. It's just any crafting job specifically they can no longer do. And Steroid could train up to take over Wes's animal military that effectively he's built here. I like that a lot. Wow. So Steroid, let's train you up then in... I think you're good on the melee front. Intellectual would just come naturally if you've got nothing else to do. Let's keep training you up in animals, I suppose, at this point. Oh, hello. We've got battle animals, a group of Mizutsunes, abandoned or lost wandering, whatever the hell those are, and Chinchilla is Chinchilla. Come on. I don't want to go out that door, Chinchilla. Oh, you fool. Oh, you fool. What is this, then? A group of Mizutsune. Oh! Hello? Oh, well, that's nice. What is that you can do? Some sort of attack? Oh, shit. Can they, like, breathe fire? Oh, they can spit at things. Oh, that's really, really good. What the hell kind of menagerie have we got going on here? Look at this place. It's almost like they know Wes is incredibly skilled with animals and they all just want to come and visit. This is very, very silly. The Vizier role going forward is going to have... Wow, look, the whole family's here. Because the Vizier role going forward should be a combination of melee and intellectual to help with the kind of... the leadership of the base along with the Pharaoh, but also with mainly the military affairs. I think we need to give the Magi, the kind of enforcer, the police type character, some sort of special role. So, funnily enough, I've given them some sort of very special role. Wow. I feel like they deserve a bit more recognition, given that it's been 2 generations of the same dynasty now with these incredible warriors. There you go. So we're going to give the role of Magi to you. It's the Commissar rank, I think it's called by default. It allows them to enforce compliance, which seems pretty good for a kind of Desert Ranger style character. I'm just doing it so they get a fancy badge. So this place feels more like a city run by an actual government rather than, you know, a madman from space's whims. Jerry might have tricked all those people, but Wes and Dodgy Dave have not known any other life. Let's put all of the government up in this area. I think that works well. Like that. We've got the leader, we've got the architect, we've got the warrior philosopher, and then we have the enforcer. This is nice. You know, now that I think about it, Jerry never got much recognition after he retired. He just kind of let Wes take the reins and sat around writing his books and burning the base down. So, instead, I'm thinking, what if we have a role to recognize the former Pharaoh? Like, for example, what if we had something called Pharaoh Former? I'm sure the people of the city are fairly uneasy that we're completely revolutionizing Jerry's government right now. But maybe they're also kind of happy that no longer are we going to have a single madman in charge of things. No longer is the entire city going to be forced off to war on the whims of some vengeful pharaoh. Oh, are we having some sort of family meeting, are we, in Jaspazi and Brody's bedroom? It's very normal. Yeah, they're just having like a meal together to discuss whatever it is they're discussing. This is nice. I'm glad they're all getting along now. Are the social sides of things improved a little bit? Let's see. What does Wes think? Well, Wes will obviously think very highly of Dave because Dave is now officially the Pharaoh. What does Dave think of the other two is probably a better question. Oh, the hiccups. 53 with Tico. Deep talk, chit chat. Okay. Steroid and I have a nice chat. It feels like we can get along with anything. They're all getting along now. Oh, this is so much nicer. What about Wes? It's plus 100, plus 100. Look at that. Encouraging speech. He's an elder. He's the keeper of the sacred flame, which of course is going to be a big deal. That's his kind of ex-Pharaoh role, Pharaoh former role. Wes was battle engine in battle. I admire his courage. They're all getting along. The whole family is fixed. They've gone from, what was it, like 2? Because they had that minus 42 from angering fight to all being good friends. This is nice. Jerry's smiling down on us somewhere. Hell, that's where. Hell, Jerry's smiling up from health because he was a horrible con artist and a trickster. But look what he's built. Look what he's built. To stop them having more meetings in Jaspazian Brody's bedroom, I think tomorrow we have to start work on the Great Library. I think it's something Dave and Steroid would both be interested in. Steroid having the high intellectual, and Dave having the high medical, and, well, everything else. You've got the construction skill along with it as well. I think building that and attaching to the library some sort of government chamber where the elders of the colony, sure, eventually we'll have more, we'll have a proper high priesthood eventually. We'll have them all meet and they can discuss maybe policy changes, things like that. And then hopefully we'll start work on a better entrance area, somewhere where we can actually defend the base. And then with Steroid dedicating his whole life to defense of the colony now, he's only capable of, what, melee and, I think he was still capable of animals. He can train up all the animals to be combat animals, because, I mean, look at them, they're giant monsters. Between those two things, hopefully we won't get a repeat of before, where we are just getting annihilated by superior numbers all the time. Wes's great-grandfather is here. That's very normal. Well, thank you all for joining me on what has been a real adventure today. Loss and rebuilding and a new pharaoh and a new government and, more importantly, the whole family getting along. I like to see that. I think Jerry would be super proud. Thank you all for making it possible in the first place. And a big thank you to the executive producer patrons, including Michael Nichols, Weird Fish Gaming, Evie Moon, Electus J, Ziggy, Strongus, Nancy Drow, Holy Reapers, Zoni the Beard, Salaroth, Somber, Apoc, Glacier, Logan C. Spaulding, ooh, Lord Snarky, Adram, Blizzard, 4337, Arnie Rass, Wayne Higgins, and Eleanor Tan for their support at the executive producer tiers over on Patreon. I've already said that, haven't I? It's very warm in here. I've only really just started recording today, and it's, because I did half of this episode last night, and then I've woken up and carried on with the rest of it this morning. It's already 33 degrees in here and 71% humidity. I can't feel my face. Thank you to Chief Werewolf, Richard Eckley, CS Commando, Fat X, Brian, Z Audio 951 Dot, Just Mass, Thacker, Gamerman7799, Churgalax, Christopher, AJ, Suitenback Gallo, The Tax Collector, Derbs, Sean Keller, and Malpheus as well. See you all tomorrow. We're on the August list at long last now properly, because Patreon took a few days to update, so if your name has been different over the last few episodes or not what you set it to on Patreon, it will be going forward. Just to clarify, I'll make a Patreon video all on it later. See you then. Bye. Thanks for joining. See you all tomorrow. You will come back. You will. Otherwise, terrible, unspeakable things will happen. Like me not being able to pay my rent for a property I'm not allowed to rent anymore. I'll be homeless if you don't come back. I will either way. It's fine.